Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I am out showing some properties for lease for clients. I'm working as a realtor today. I do that daily, but today on this Sunday, I typically don't work on Sundays because I believe it is a day for family, and I try to make sure I spend as much time with my family as I possibly could because life gets so hectic and so busy. So in regards to rental property, a lot of times renters have an option where you call it lease with option to buy. And I'm currently sitting in front of a house right now that is a lease with option to buy. It looks like it's a pretty sound, stable, quiet neighborhood. Couple of things I always make mention to renters, home buyers: look at your surrounding areas, drive through it at nighttime. Make sure that the neighbors are people you want to live next to. I mean, you don't necessarily get to know them right away, but it's important because if you're going to be living next to somebody, you want to know what their lifestyle is. Literally, you want to know what their lifestyle is. So this is what we're doing today, and I'm going to show you this house. Sometimes homes that are leased with option to buy, they are beautiful, and then sometimes they're just So here's the outside of the property. Not a lot of curb appeal, just need some TLC basically, but the neighborhood is looks pretty solid. Need a little cleaning and updating. Has an update eyes for you. Nice updates throughout. You want to paint the walls as long as there's no outlet. Y'all like the basement? Okay, is it finished? Nice open floor plan. Nice size bedrooms. This is a nice little upgrade in here. Nice little family room in here, dating and everything. So my clients got the opportunity to see a lot of great homes for rent. Some of them they liked, some of them they didn't. And when I'm helping clients, whether it is buying a home or leasing a home, I don't push them because I want them to literally understand, number one, what they're getting involved in, because leasing and buying are two different things. I want them to be happy with what they buy or what they rent. And I also want them to understand that they are signing a contract. You know, when you are leasing a home with the option to buy, it literally is an option for you to purchase the home after a certain period. And typically, lease with option to buys are anywhere from I've seen them up to 5 years. And within that 5 years, you have to pay your rent on time. You also get credit towards the purchase of the property from the rent that you pay. You also must understand that with the rental of it, you have to keep your credit in pretty decent shape, because when it comes time to buy the home, the proposed lender, or even the homeowner, landlord, is going to pull your credit. And if your credit is not any better than it is when you are in the process of lease purchasing it, then you may be up for a lot and may forge or not follow through on your contract, which is a legal obligation, which could lead to lawsuits. So I always make people aware that purchasing a home is not rocket science. Purchasing a home does take commitment. And it takes commitment from you, the future home buyer, from you, the person that is leasing the property. You also have to make sure, as I mentioned earlier, it has to be on time, monthly, when you're paying the landlord. And some of the rent that you pay goes towards the purchase of the property. So there are a lot of things tied up with it. 3 things that I want to leave you with today, after showing the properties to my clients, is that make sure that you have the money to put down, because typically, like buying a home with a lease purchase, they're going to ask from anywhere from 1 month to 3 months of rent that need to be paid the day you sign the lease. And again, keep in mind that money goes towards the purchase of the home. You also have to pay an application fee, which is typically a credit check. Make sure you haven't had any foreclosures, typically, or any evictions, or that your credit is kind of decent. Okay, so you wouldn't be renting for the most part if you could afford to buy a home, or if your credit was pretty good. Lease option typically are for those people who have borderline credit or extremely bad credit. However, in working in the business of real estate, what I've seen is a lot of people that have lease options to buy, they don't even want to deal with people who have really bad credit. And I'm like, really? Those are the people that you're going to probably get, because if they could have good credit, they're probably not going to rent or lease option your purchase of your home unless they're a transient person. Transient per se is someone that is in an area for a period of time with their expectation of leaving shortly. And so, again, you want to make sure your credit is getting better. You're paying your bills on time. Number 2, that you're purchasing or lease purchasing a home that you really, really want to buy, because you can't say you want to buy it, then when the time comes to option the purchase of the home, you decide you don't want to buy it anymore. You're already under that contractual obligation. So literally, the owner or the landlord can take your security deposit, that 1 to 3 months money that you put up front, and they can secure that and keep that themselves, because you've breached your contract at that time. So you really have to make sure that's the house you want to buy, the neighborhood you want to buy it in, and you also want to make sure that the house is what you can afford. So while you're renting it, you'll be able to know if the utilities are something you can afford, because if the utilities are high while you're renting it, they're going to be high when you're buying it, okay, when you decide to buy it. So you need to make sure the utilities, the location, and all of that kind of stuff ties into what you are hoping for. Just like you're buying a home, but you're lease optioning it, you're buying it, you're lease optioning it at that time. You want to make sure it's something that you want, that when the option is exercised between you and the landlord, that you are ready to buy this house and this is what you want. Okay, so I hope I kind of explained that where it wasn't confusing for you. If you have any questions or anything, please leave them below, the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. You can also go check out my Instagram page at Triad Realty Group. I'll leave a link to that below as well, so you can go learn a little bit more about what I do in the field of real estate. I work with first-time home buyers. I work with renters, leasers per se, and people that are selling their home, people that are investing in their home. Real estate is, as I mentioned, it's not rocket science in buying houses, but it can be a lengthy process, and it is a legal process, because you're signing contracts that you are expected to follow through with. And if you don't, then it's considered a breach. And whoever is selling the home, anybody that's tied to the contractual obligations of their home, can be up for lawsuits. So make sure you get you a competent realtor, somebody that's familiar with lease option to buy. Make sure you get someone that is working for you and with you, and that's not in it for their best interest to themselves. Make sure the best interest is you as the client, and make sure that you prepared mentally, physically, financially, and educationally. My name is Nichelle, and I am a licensed real estate broker. Been in business for about 27 years in the business of real estate, and I love helping people make their dreams come true. So if this is the kind of content that you like, do not forget to click that subscribe button up there. Make sure you also click that bell so you'll know every time I upload a video or go live. Blessings and peace unto you. Until next time, talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the Startup CEO Lifestyle TV. If this is your first time here, do not let it be your last. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. If you're returning, thank you for being a part of my family. Blessings and peace unto you and yours. Make it a great day.